There once was a time there was nothingness, dark. But then, one day, before days did exist, there was this hiss, this burst of energy, this fire, this heat, this light. Solace.
Stories are central to Unwrapped, and through them we can conjure up magic. So my starting point for a story was the place itself. My interest lies in exploring how seemingly ordinary places are in fact extraordinary.
As the sun sinks low on a dark winter evening and the howling winds strip leaves off the trees, a veiled woman slips down from the fairy ring at Mount Seskin.
Light became our theme. The light our Winter Queen brings reveals what's at the heart of the community, the strength and generosity of people in these dark times. We are all bringers of light through our cultures and languages and creativity.
I was asked to make some conceptual drawings of the Kavanagh. I thought about a strong, older woman, wise woman, that could be generous. She originally had big hands and big feet because I wanted her to seem very earthly as well. I had this one profile image and then I needed to have her face on, this looming figure.
What I did at the start was a couple of workshops with a couple of different groups, some schools and choirs and that around the area to kind of gather a sense of community and really what the area meant to some people. And being a local myself, I obviously had a little bit of a understanding about what it is like to live here and what the communities really are like. And there is a lot of light in the area, you know, that comes from, there's a lot of strength and people really look after each other, I find. Those workshops even just shone so much more light on that, like it's particularly in a year where we've been deprived of things. Spoken word is a great way of bringing that out because it's speaking, it's just speaking, everybody speaks. So that's really what I tried to do, to gather a sense of community and light from the area and also give people a voice to tell people what they feel themselves.
The Kingswood Youth Choir have been involved in Unwrapped since day one. In October last year, 2019, we decided to start the community choir, the Kingswood Community Choir. As soon as I went back to them then and told them about doing Unwrapped again this year, I mean, honestly, they just came back and was like, yeah, we'll do it, we'll do it, we'll do it. And it wasn't easy for them because everything had to be done on Zoom. They had to record themselves on their phones, which I know absolutely terrified some of them. But they did it. And then it was great then to get the one occasion where we could socially distance. It was lovely for them to see each other because I know they are really missing the choir. And it was great for the children as well. Lindsay was doing a spoken word workshop on the day. I think about 28 of them, 30 came onto that workshop, all held on Zoom. I was bowled over, I have to say. Spoken word was something I wouldn't have been really familiar with before this. Yeah, so I just got working with it, wrote one line and then just added some harmonies into it. And that was it. It just, yeah, took over.
I was imagining the footage that was going to be shot. So from my perspective, it was the key aspects of the piece were the images and Lindsay's words, and I was trying to support those two things. So the music, it being spoken word, I thought electronic music would suit better, and something that was a bit more cinematic would work best. It was driven really by kind of Deb's narrative, and then Lindsay's workshops, the ideas she got from the people she led in those workshops. I think Lindsay's connection to the area, and she has a really unique voice as well. So I think those were two key aspects. Those are probably the two main reasons that we wanted to work with Lindsay in the first place. What I have been thinking about was mostly the difference between working on Unwrapped this year versus other years, because I've been working on it for, I think, 11 years now. And it's always been an event about getting the community together in a space to celebrate a particular time of year. And to lose that, and to lose the kind of level of engagement that we would normally have with people, was a very difficult thing to overcome. So I think Deb has been very clever in how she's tied all these different elements together and found ways to get us working with the choir and different artists working together on projects. And even though we're all in separate spaces, that we're kind of reconnecting with each other through video this time and through film, and to see it all tied together with animation as well was pretty remarkable. And we did still manage to get hundreds of participants from the community, albeit not in the same space. At least they're connected through, taking part in a creative project.
Some of the participants from Sub-Sounds got involved with Unwrapped this year, and they were asked to respond to the general themes that were being explored for this year's festival. I thought these ideas, these responses, these youthful interpretations were very positive and very refreshing.
My name is Kavanagh, and I'm just starting out as a filmmaker. This year was the first year I've worked with Unwrapped and Tony and Annette on the filmmaking side of the Shine on a Light project. And for me it was just, this was like my first learning experience.
I've been working on Unwrapped for quite a while. I like most people from Tala, I guess I grew up watching Unwrapped. I think then around 2016 I was doing a transition year in Tala Community Arts, and I worked on it for the first year ever. And then from that point on, I've been building sets and working behind the scenes. But this was the first year that I worked on it as a film assistant. We had a bunch of videos recorded of the Kingswood Choir singing it. I kind of wanted to do more, so I decided that I would come up with some ideas. And luckily enough, Deb decided to give me kind of good creative control, and we were able to piece it all together pretty quickly.
Unwrapped, 11 years. I think what makes Unwrapped very special this year, in a very strange way, is that the lockdown has, I think, revealed the commitment that people, both our artistic and production team and our consortium, but also all those participants who've journeyed with us over the last 11 years, their commitment to make this happen despite the challenges, the difficulties, and we discovered along the way the hidden strengths that people have to make something come together to give this sense of community. And I really hope that Shining a Light actually demonstrates this in its final iteration. We've had 2 wonderful films and some fantastic singing, and now we have some wonderful window art up. So I hope that you stay with us for this, and we'll see you next year.
We have plans, we have dreams, we are the children of tomorrow. We take flight, we are the bringers of light.
my connection with Unwrapped goes back a good few years. You just feel the anticipation of it. There's whisperings about Unwrapped in October, and then it's suddenly suddenly out on the streets, and there's something new every year, and every year it's bigger and like better, and there's more lights and more people and more singing and dancing. Yeah, I'm delighted that it's gone ahead this year. It's so important, and I realise every year how important it is to get the spirits up.
Unwrapped to me means a lot because it was one of my first times in front of a large group of people. They brought in a magician to teach us loads of stuff and loads of tricks in front of the people. Some I still remember to this day. The beauty of Unwrapped is it always involves the community, and it kind of brings a sense of wonder to loads of people who I maybe don't engage with the arts as much during the year, but just the spectacle of it is always really big, and it's always really inclusive. You know, local people who might not always go to the theatre or, have time for it. They always either, if they walk by or if they're involved in it, they always see it, and it always looks magical. It always looks magical.